Everyone wants to save money. That's understandable. Whether you're running a small business, managing a nonprofit, organizing an event, or preparing a political campaign, your budget matters. So when you see an online printing price that looks significantly cheaper than working with a local print partner, it can be tempting to click, order, and move on. But printing is one of those things where the cheapest option is not always the least expensive option. A low upfront price can sometimes come with trade-offs that are not obvious until the project is already in your hands, delayed, incorrect, or not what you expected. By then, the real cost is no longer just the invoice. It is the time, stress, reprints, missed deadlines, and lost opportunities that come with fixing a problem that could have been avoided. That does not mean every inexpensive print option is bad. Sometimes simple, low-cost printing is perfectly fine. But when your project matters, it helps to understand what you may actually be paying for and what you may be giving up. Cheap printing can cost you time. Time is one of the biggest hidden costs in any print project. When you work with a printer that is built around fast online ordering, the process can seem simple at first. Upload a file, choose a size, pick a paper, enter your credit card, and wait for the box to arrive. But what happens if the file is not set up correctly? What if the colors look different than expected? What if the proof is confusing? What if your mailer does not meet postal requirements? What if the deadline is tighter than the system allows? Suddenly, the easy option turns into a customer service ticket, an online chat, a delayed response, or a reprint request. A good print partner does more than produce the job. They help you avoid problems before the job ever reaches production. That might include checking file setup, asking the right questions, recommending a better format, catching a mailing issue, suggesting a more practical paper, or explaining why one option may work better than another. Those things may not show up as separate line items on a quote, but they can save a lot of time. Cheap printing can lead to costly mistakes. Most print mistakes are not dramatic. They are usually small things that become big problems. A file might not have proper bleed. The resolution may be too low. The wrong paper stock may be selected. A brochure may fold in a way that covers important information. A postcard may be designed without enough room for mailing requirements. A business card may look fine on screen but feel flimsy in person. These are the kinds of details that people do not always think about until something goes wrong. The problem is that once a job is printed, mistakes are expensive to fix. In many cases, the only real solution is to print it again. That means paying twice. It also means waiting twice. This is where experience matters. A professional printer looks at a project with production in mind. They are not just asking, can this file be printed? They're asking, will this print correctly, finish correctly, mail correctly, and make the impression you want it to make? That difference matters. Cheap printing may not look cheap online, but it can feel cheap in person. A printed piece has a physical presence. People hold it, touch it, carry it, save it, or throw it away. That makes paper, finish, color, and overall quality more important than they may seem on a screen. A brochure that feels too thin can make a business look less established. A postcard with dull color may not stand out in the mail. A flimsy business card may not leave the impression you hoped for. A sign that is not durable enough may not last through the event. When someone interacts with your printed materials, they are also interacting with your brand. This does not mean every project needs to be printed on premium paper with specialty finishes. In fact, many projects do not. But the materials should fit the purpose. There is a big difference between choosing a budget-friendly option intentionally and choosing the cheapest option because no one explained the difference. Cheap printing can limit your options. Many low-cost print providers are built around standard products, standard sizes, and automated workflows. That can work well for basic jobs, but it can be limiting when your project needs a little more thought. Maybe you need a custom-sized mailer. Maybe your brochure needs a different fold. Maybe your nonprofit event needs invitations, reply cards, envelopes, signage, and sponsor materials that all feel connected. Maybe your campaign needs palm cards, mailers, yard signs, and apparel on a tight schedule. Those projects are not just print orders. They're marketing projects. When you work with a print and marketing partner, you have someone who can look at the bigger picture. Instead of only asking what you want to order, They can help you think through what you are trying to accomplish. That can lead to better recommendations, better use of your budget, and fewer headaches. Cheap printing can become a problem when deadlines matter. Sometimes a deadline is flexible. Sometimes it is not. If you need materials for a trade show, fundraiser, grand opening, political campaign, school event, or mailing deadline, almost on time is not good enough. This is one of the biggest risks with choosing printing based only on price. Shipping delays, production delays, proofing delays, or reprint delays can quickly turn a good deal into a serious problem. A local print partner can often help you plan around real deadlines. They can tell you what is realistic, what needs to happen first, and where problems might come up. If something is urgent, they can talk through options instead of leaving you to guess. That kind of communication is hard to put a price on until you need it. The lowest price does not always mean the best value. There is nothing wrong with being budget conscious. In fact, a good print partner should respect your budget and help you make smart choices. But value is not the same thing as the lowest price. Value includes quality, reliability, communication, turnaround time, problem solving, and whether the finished product actually does what it is supposed to do. A cheaper print job that has to be redone is not cheaper. A cheaper mailer that misses the delivery window is not cheaper. A cheaper brochure that does not represent your business well is not cheaper. A cheaper sign that fails during an event is not cheaper. The better question is not always, how can I get this printed for the least amount of money? Sometimes the better question is, what is the smartest way to produce this so it works, looks right, and avoids unnecessary problems? Work with a print partner, not just a print vendor. At Burlington Press, we believe printing should be about more than uploading a file and hoping for the best. Whether you're producing business cards, brochures, signs, direct mail, apparel, promotional products, or event materials, the details matter. The right print partner helps you think through those details before the job goes into production, not after something goes wrong. We help small businesses, nonprofit organizations, political campaigns, and local organizations think through the details before a project goes to print. That includes design, paper selection, production, mailing, signage, apparel, promotional products, and more. Sometimes that means recommending a premium option. Sometimes it means finding a more cost-effective solution. Sometimes it means catching a small issue before it turns into a big problem. That is the value of working with a print partner. Cheap printing might save a few dollars up front, but the right printing partner can help you save time, avoid mistakes, protect your brand, and make sure your project does what it is supposed to do. If you have a print project coming up and you are not sure where to start, we are happy to help you think it through.